What's up, Pioneer family? So in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to cold stratify your seeds inside in the refrigerator. A couple weeks ago, I taught you guys, made a video how to cold stratify or winter sow your seeds outside in milk jugs. And now I'm gonna teach you a different method about how to do it in your refrigerator. But before I do that, I feel like my dog back there, Odin, is in almost every video. He's always sitting back there. So let me introduce you guys to him right now. This is Odin. Oops, this is Odin. He's my boy. He's about 7 years old now. I had him for about 5 years. He is a great pup. I love him to death. I feel like he's in almost every video, so I wanted to just introduce him to you guys. I love dogs. I'm sure most other people, at least watching this, nature lovers, love dogs as well. So that is Odin. So when you see Odin back there in all the videos, that is who he is. Yeah, let's get started. So if you either just missed sowing your seeds outside, this is a great method for that. If you just don't have enough cold left outside, you can do it this way. Or if you just don't want to winter sow outside for some reason and you want to just throw the seeds in the refrigerator, this is another just great way to do it. So if you don't know what winter sowing even is, or cold stratification, I did another video on it, but a quick rundown is some seeds, like this swamp milkweed here, they need a cold period in order to germinate, at least in order to germinate well. So if you just plant them outside in the spring without having any time that they have been in the cold, they're not going to work nearly as good. They're not going to germinate. It's just not going to be nearly as successful as if you give them a little cold period. So one, you can just plant in the fall/winter time outside. You can just plant them in your garden, or you can put them in milk jugs or other things and put them outside, let nature do the work. Or if you miss that, you can also mimic nature by doing this in a Ziploc bag and putting it in your refrigerator. So the things that you would need to do this is obviously a Ziploc bag. You're gonna need your soil medium right here, whatever you're using to do it. Peat moss, cocoa coir, compost, they're all fine to use. You can also use a paper towel. I'm not gonna be showing you guys that method in this video, just because I don't really like it. I don't think it's that easy. You can put the paper towel, a damp paper towel, put the seeds in the paper towel, but for me, I don't like it, because when you go to plant the seeds, they're always stuck to the paper towel. It's harder to get out. I just feel like this method is so much easier come springtime. When you're actually planting these seeds, I just feel like it eliminates a lot of headache. That's just my experience by doing both methods. I like this one a lot more, so this is what I'm gonna be showing you. This is a super simple thing to do. Get your Ziploc bag. You're gonna want to write on here, get a Sharpie, and just write the date that you are putting it in the refrigerator. So right now it's Valentine's Day, so it is 2/14. So I'm just going to write on this bag 2/14/25. There we go. And then you will know when to take it out. And how you know when to take it out, just Google it. Just Google the seed and how long of a cold stratification period it needs. Usually, most of them are about a month. I think you're safe if you do around a month, but some benefit from a little bit longer. Some don't need as much. So just do a quick Google search and you can find what it is. Also, obviously, and I just didn't do this right now, is you can write down what it is. So not just the date, but also write down what you're planting. That would help a lot. So swamp milkweed. Boom. We have it. down here. You can also write if you want to, like how long it's gonna take. I'm not going to. I know these need about 3 to 6 weeks, but you can. Next step is just putting your soil medium in the bag. So taking your soil, having a coffee container right here, and just throwing it in. Oh wow, I was very messy. Couldn't have been any messier. Got it all over my pants and everything. This is why you can do this outside. But take your soil medium, throw some in the bag. It doesn't have to be a ton. I don't know, this is probably a little bit more than halfway is what I'm gonna do. Obviously, it depends on how many seeds you're actually putting in this bag. If you have a couple packets, you might obviously wanna put more soil. If you don't have many seeds, you can put less soil. Of course, boom. So just like that. The next thing is I like to spray it down with some water. So you don't want this super duper like wet. You don't want it wet. You don't want it like sitting with water. Just a little bit damp. If you squeeze the soil, you shouldn't have too much water coming out. Maybe a couple of drips. You don't want it like just tons of water coming out. But you want it to kind of hold its shape, right? That's kind of how you can think of how wet you want it. If you squeeze the medium, you don't want it dry enough that it just separates. You want it to kind of hold its shape, but you don't want it so wet that it just pours out with tons of excess water. You don't need this that wet, but you do want it a little bit damp. So after you spray it a couple times, kind of get that water in there, then it's time for the seeds. So you just get your seed pack and you pour your seeds in. There's actually not as many seeds in here as I thought, but whatever. So you pour the seeds in there and then just kind of mix them around, right? You can mix it around with your hand, with a spoon. You can close it and kind of just do one of these. Shake it up, have fun with it. Gardening should be fun. This should be fun. Don't make this a chore, make it fun. If you have kids, get your kids to do it too. They love playing in the dirt, right? So, boom. And then the only other thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna throw this in your refrigerator. So just put it at the bottom of your refrigerator and just forget about it, basically. It's probably not gonna get super dry. You can check it after a couple weeks. If it did somehow get dry, you can add a little bit more water. But it's in the refrigerator. It's not like it's hot, so it shouldn't get dry. And that is basically it. That is basically all you have to do. It is super duper easy to do this. Then you just take this out in the spring and you will plant these seeds. And you would just sprinkle this soil medium where you want to plant whatever you put in here, right? So remember, if you put a lot of seeds in here, just have a mental note that, you know, there could be hundreds of seeds in here. So don't sprinkle it all in one little area. Know how many seeds you put in here and sprinkle it accordingly. That's it. Put this in the refrigerator. Let the refrigerator mimic nature. Get it cold. And if you've not done this, if you've never done cold stratification, look up what seeds need it. Not all seeds do need cold stratification. But the seeds that do need it, if you do it like this, your germination rate is gonna go way up, through the roof. You're gonna have much better success. Gardening is not super hard. It just, there's some tricks. And once you learn those little tricks, you will succeed. It is a lot easier just by doing simple things like that. But it's not hard. There are just a couple things that you need to know. Until next time, guys. See you in the garden 2025. Love you guys. Let's do this thing.